Monday.
What is going on, everybody? Jon Impemba here, bringing you your MLB DFS Playbook podcast here, breaking down Monday's 8-game DraftKings main slate. Remember, go to fantasyslam.com and check out everything we have going on there. fantasyslam.com/win give you access to all of our DFS content, premium content, Discord, you name it. 7-day free trial going on right now, and we have a 40% off our monthly cost there with our annual subscription package. So become a member of the Fantasy Alarm family today. You can also go to rtsports.com/alarm, promo code alarm23, get a 100% deposit match up to $200 there. You can scan the QR code on the screen and take advantage of all the great offers over at rtsports.com. Starting off here, we're going to go take a look at our DraftKings main slate. As I mentioned, we have 8 games on the board here. No course, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about that. We do have some favorable pitching matchups that we're going to look to take advantage of here. Top price pitcher on the slate is Freddie Peralta. Just elite strikeout numbers from Peralta. Last start against Miami, 6 1/3, 1 earned, 9 strikeouts. He's had multiple double-digit strikeout games lately, a couple of 9 strikeout games mixed in between. He's going up against a St. Louis Cardinals team that obviously has given him some trouble a little bit this year, but we know that lineup and that team is certainly has had struggles at times this season with consistency here. The 11-3 for Peralta, you need the elite strikeouts on a little bit of a medium-sized slate. I don't mind getting there. Again, 33, 27, 30, and 33 fantasy points. You see the stretch here, 27, 37, 20, 43. So for about a month and a half now, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball, willing to ride out the current form version of Freddie Peralta here, averaging 26 fantasy points over his last 10 starts. If you want to look next, though, I'm not really looking at Wheeler or Verlander here. My next starting pitcher would actually be Michael Wacha. You got him at home against the Colorado Rockies. I know he's been kind of up and down lately, but tough matchup against the Dodgers last time out. Philly's not exactly the easiest spot for anybody here either. I'm willing to give him a look. Again, we've been going at Colorado. We've even been going at Colorado in Coors. They're home here. I'm going to go ahead and give an opportunity for Michael Wacha against a weak Rockies lineup. Much better at home this year for Wacha, as well as you see 2.55 ERA and just $8,900 presents a nice mid-tier price tag for him. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to look at Lance Lynn here as well. I know the Tigers have some guys that have been doing some damage. Spencer Torkelson really leading the way, but they also strike out a ton. And while the strikeout numbers lately for Lance Lynn have not been good, he's facing teams that don't really strike out. San Diego, Miami, Atlanta, Boston. He's going to get a good opportunity to rack up some strikeouts here against Detroit. I do like this spot for him. He obviously faced them already this year. 6 innings, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, had 5 walks in that game, but still came out of it with 20 fantasy points. Great win equity here with the Dodgers offense behind him. So I do like Lance Lynn at $8,400. And then my last starting pitcher I'm going to have in my player pool here is going to be Brian Wu. 5 2/3 shutout, 8 strikeouts against the Angels in his last start. Obviously had the 6th shutout against Oakland already. Just a few starts ago, they were at 5 strikeouts. So I like the pitch count on the rise. He's faced his team and dominated them already this season. Good strikeout potential at just $7,200. At the catcher position, there's just one guy. And obviously, if he's not in the lineup, well, check out the MLB DFS playbook there by Henry Wilson. Tune in at 5 o'clock Eastern for the live stream. We'll get you updated. But for me, it's Luis Campusano. He's hitting lefties really well against Ty Block. 282 average over the last 10. Has a homer during that stretch. Luis Campusano is my plug-and-play catcher at $3,200 today. At first base, I kind of like first baseman in the same matchup here. You can spend up if you want. I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to play Olsen or Freddie Freeman or Bryce Harper. If that's the way you're leaning, go for it. But Justin Turner and Nathaniel Lowe, I think, are both in play. Cutter Crawford's had some struggles against left-handed hitters, and Justin Turner has been mashing lefties all season long. And then if you wanted a punt play, the Red Sox did recall Bobby Badal back here. Ton of power at the AAA level this year, 33 homers. We know what he's been. He's been basically a 4A player during his time here with the Red Sox. But if he does get the call with a lefty on the mound here, just know the power potential is there for a one-off play for Dahlbach. Again, we'll have the full playbook out by Henry Wilson. There's certainly some other mid-tier options you could look at, like Jose Abreu against a John Means, for example, or if you wanted to go Torkelson against Lynn, You could go there in the mid-tier, but for me, I'm going to stick with this Lowe Turner combo. And then if I want to get different, I'll play Bobby Dahlbeck. At second base, you have Mookie Betts at the very top. Again, elite spot against a lefty, 400 ISO against left-handed pitching this season. Down in the mid-tier range, we have Bryson Stott against Kyle Wright. Again, willing to go Stott here. I know recent form hasn't been great, but overall in the year, he's been pretty good. And you got Wright coming back from his injury. Was kind of shaky there early on to get things going. Amador Rosario hits lefties really well. You get Erod here. And then for some value, I think we can look at Reyes. Homered on Sunday as back-to-back games, or 3 straight games that hits, back-to-back games and RBIs. Still hitting over 300 for the year, $3,200 for the Red Sox. At third base here, I do like Alex Bregman in this spot against John Means. Again, Bregman has historically hit lefties well. Astros offense is really turned it up of late. Willing to run Bregman's there against a returning Means, who's only made a few appearances since coming back. Devers, I'm always okay going up against a lefty. People tend to shy away from lefty spots, but Devers is someone that can handle lefties pretty well, as is Manny Machado. Machado is probably my favorite lefty, or favorite third baseman, rather, of this group here at 5K against Ty Block. 326, 951 average, so current form is really good. And then again, he hits lefties really, really well. In the mid-tiers, you have Eugenio Suarez against the lefty against JP Sears. Sears gives up a ton of home runs. We know Suarez has the power against left-handed pitching. And then for some value, Kike Hernandez here against Erod again. Hits lefties well. Current form for Kike Hernandez, 300 with an 838 OPS as well. Looking pretty good there. Moving on over to the shortstop position here. Corey Seager, again, Cutter Crawford struggles against lefties. Seager's averaging 11 fantasy points per game. He's been unbelievable on the year. It just doesn't stop with him. 317 average, 1,000 OPS over the last 10 with 3 homers during that stretch. If you can find the money to pay $6,700 on this slate, it's going to be pretty appealing. Same goes for Trey Turner, 375 and 1,100 OPS, 4 homers over the last 10. I know it's been a little bit since he's homered, 4-game stretch. But I'm willing to run Turner here. He's just been unbelievable. So spending up at short certainly seems appealing. You have Machado. Xander Bogaerts is also a pretty interesting play here. He's on fire right now for the Padres. And then for some value, it's unfortunate that we missed out on Ceddanne Rafaela for his cheap price tags. Alex Cora and the Red Sox just weren't playing him consistently enough. That could change here now. But he's up to $3,500. I'd still be willing to run him out there at short and outfield on this slate. And then Miguel Rojas, a guy that maybe you've forgotten about, but against left-handed pitching this year, he's been pretty good. And in the last 10 games, 344 to 900 OPS during that stretch. So a little bit of a punt play for short for those maybe looking to spend up for, like Mookie Betts or somebody of that like, too, with the cost is expensive and you have that cheap shortstop to plug into your lineup. At the outfield position, again, we mentioned Mookie Betts here. If Ronald Acuna plays, we'll be in. Julio Rodriguez is in a great spot. Both Jordan and Tucker hit lefties really well, even though they are lefties. Fernando Tatis hits lefties really well. Kyle Schwarber, we know, has a lot of power upside. So I'm not going to rule out anybody here in this 5,500 and above range. For me, they're all very much in play and in my player pool. When we work our way down into the mid-4K range, Duvall and Ozuna, both just big power guys. I think you can find room to get them in your lineups here. Teoscar Hernandez against a lefty has been a plug-and-play for us all season long. Again, I know current form for some of these Mariners don't look great, but JB Sears has not been a good pitcher. Gives up a lot of power this season. So something you can look to attack. Some other values here. Again, looking at Ethan Carter going up against Cutter Crawford here. It's one of the spots that I like. Again, you get a lefty, you get that Rangers lineup exposure here. Right, Evan Carter, get that lineup exposure here. 3,600, has a little power, some speed. 280 and an 864 OPS at $3,600 could fit in for a value play once you get outside of that 4K range. Again, we'll have a full playbook out for everybody. Henry Wilson will be on the job. Let's finish the show up today. Building out a lineup. I'm going to go ahead with Waka, and I'm going to go with Wu. At catcher, I mentioned I like Campusano here. At first base, I'm going to go with a Ranger stack here against Cutter Crawford. With Lowe, I will go Seager here, a little two-man dance, and then Carter, as I mentioned, at 36. Second base, we're going to spend down a little bit here. We'll go Reyes at 32. Third base, we have Kike Hernandez. That gives us $47.50 for an outfielder. We go Mookie, it's $2,900. Direct profile against lefty. Perfect here. So we got a couple of Padres. We got 3-man Texas stack. We got 2-man for Dodgers fitting Mookie in and Seager in our lineups. This is pretty impressive here with Kike Hernandez, Pablo Reyes in there as well with Michael Wacha and Brian Wu. No money left over in this lineup here. Again, that's a quick breakdown of the Monday 8-game slate. Come back live at 5 o'clock Eastern. We'll have the live stream to give you all the lineup updates that you guys need to dominate tonight's slate.